Looking for a refreshing change? Say goodbye to sluggish performance and reach for the one that won't slow you down.
That's crisp.
Experience the force of clean, pure oil coursing through your engine. No matter what you drive, Wix Filters is the clear choice. Here's to filtration that works as hard as you do. Wix Premium Filters. Performance starts here.
You wanted the best, you got 'em for a rest. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws!
I've been told my whole life that I'm pretty fast. For a girl. Well, I hate to break it to you, but that's not true.
Jay Evans gets it done.
Because with the right team, you write your own story. So no, I'm not fast for a girl. I'm fast, period.
Up for a challenge? How about this? Anything you can do, I can do faster. Okay, bro. I'm gnarlier than you.
I get more sideways. I'm louder. Much louder. I get wilder than you. You sure about that, bro?
Harder.
Slicker.
Cooler.
Tougher.
Let's go.
So what you got?
DIRTVision presents World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars.
Often imitated, never duplicated.
The best drivers, the best coverage. DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
Few towns in America support their racetrack like they do here in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Right smack dab in the middle of town, you'll find the Angell Speedway, home to the National Midget Auto Racing Hall of Fame and home to tonight's Ted Johnson Memorial for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into DIRTVision on this Sunday night, the weekend capper for the greatest show on dirt, the inaugural running of the Ted Johnson Memorial. A very special night to everybody here at the World of Outlaws as we honor the architect behind the most successful national tour in the history of dirt racing. The Ted Johnson Memorial, great to have everybody in the house and watching back home on DIRTVision. The weekend going to wrap up tonight for the World of Outlaws. After last night, we had a dramatic race at the Plymouth Dirt Track in Plymouth, just a couple hours away. A late race incident, David Ravel leading, caught the wall, blew his entire rear end out, and caused some problems for that number 2 machine. He suffered a DNF. Who capitalized and ended the night in victory lane? Let's find out.
Into corner number 1, David Gravel with the lead. Buddy Copewood to the inside of Joe B. Miller. Copewood will be second as we reach turns 3 and 4. First lap is led by David Gravel. Buddy Copewood right there with him as they make their way around turns 1 and 2. Joe B. Miller and Garrett Williamson have exchanged the third spot a couple of times. Williamson with the slider entering turn 1. Joe B. Miller can't cross back underneath him. Garrett Williamson now back to third. Double boxed here on DIRTVision action all over the Plymouth dirt track. Car upside down right in front of Buddy Copewood. It is Travis Aarons. Buddy Copewood to the top in 1 and 2 with a run on leader David Gravel as they reach corner number 3. Gravel runs the bottom. Copewood rips the cushion. Copewood coming after the leader. They swap lanes. Copewood to the inside in 1 and 2 as David Gravel goes up top. Buddy Copewood, David Gravel dueling. Gravel gets the front end up off the ground, and Buddy Copewood leads lap 25. Gravel back to the inside. Gravel back to the point. A little bobble there at 3 and 4, but David Gravel leads the race once again on lap 26. Copewood to the inside, slide, job into turn 2. Buddy Copewood leading again down the backstretch. Here comes Gravel again to the inside. David Gravel still your race leader, but Buddy Copewood is right there. They have exchanged the top spot multiple times. Copewood looking for a run on the top out of turn 2. Side by side, they race into 3 and 4. This time by 7 laps to go. Gravel catches the wall in turn 4, and he's got damage to the right rear corner. Caution on the Speedway. Sheldon a look to the inside, a race leader, Buddy Copewood. 6 laps to go, and Sheldon Hodenshield is right there. Sheldon to the inside, can't make the move out of turn 2. Sheldon Hodenshield right there with Buddy Copewood out of turn 4. Copewood maintains the lead. 5 laps to go at the Plymouth dirt track. Here's Sheldon to the inside once again, and he'll take the lead out of turn 2. Sheldon Hodenshield, your new race leader. Copewood looking for one last run. They rake their way into 3 and 4 for the final time. Sheldon down low, Copewood on the cushion. Sheldon Hodenshield wins at the Plymouth dirt track.
Sheldon Hodenshield is the one that overcomes that drama late in the race to get the win. A look at the top 10 finishers from last night. It's Hodenshield getting an emotional win. Buddy Copewood second in consecutive years at the Plymouth dirt track. Garrett Williamson, we've told you to keep an eye on him. Best run of the season for him last night. Cole Macedo, another very fast race start he had last night. 4th, Carson Macedo, his brother, right behind him. The hard charger in last night's race, a 16th to 5th effort. Logan Schuhart, 6th. Career efforts with the Outlaws for both Joe B. Miller and Logan Julian. Chris Wyndham and Donnie Schatz rounded out the top 10 in that feature. Let's start at the top of the order and talk about Sheldon Hodenshield. He and KCP Racing breaking out in a big way in just one of their inaugural races together early on in 2026, getting the win during the Bike Week Jamboree at Volusia. Ever since then, even though they haven't cracked victory lane, they've been pretty good. Sheldon's been putting up career numbers in qualifying, and they've had some top 5s, even some podium runs, but we're just shy of getting back into victory lane. If you've watched our DIRTVision coverage the last couple of months, we've told you wins are coming and coming soon and probably plentiful for the NOS Energy Drink 18 machine, and last night Hodenshield and Kyle Ripper finally got what they were looking for.
I feel like been there in these features, just haven't really, got to that extra little bit, but yeah, me and Ripper just been communicating and working on what we need to work on, and even last night I wasn't very good the first 5-10 laps, and honestly just getting the car a little bit better for those first couple laps. You can lose a lot of time, and it's hard to make that back up. Honestly, last night was just I don't even know what last night was. Just got the job done, honestly. Angell Park's really tricky. I think you got to get qualified here and start up front. I think this place is really hard to come through the pack from 8th or 9th like we did last night. But yeah, I think just we know how to get qualified and get through our heat races, getting that dash, and that dash draw does mean a little bit here, I think. And yeah, for sure, I know we can win here and be good. And like I said last night, I'm excited for these races coming up. Knoxville, Huset's, and this next little swing.
So Hodenshield hoping that last night created some momentum for him. He's going to try to turn 2 into 3 this evening, and there's definitely reason to believe he can do that. Take a look, as he was just talking about, the top 5 from the race here at Angell Park with the Outlaws last season. It was Hodenshield getting the win. It was his final win in the 17. Now that he's in the 18, he's going to look to get another win. He beat Emerson Axon here last October. All drivers that were inside the top 5 in that race back in the pit area tonight excited for another shot here at the Angell Park Speedway. So David Gravel is the one that suffered a misfortune towards the end of that feature last night at the Plymouth Dirt Track, his second DNF of the 2026 season. After he tapped the wall amidst that battle with Buddy Kofoid, came to the work area, but with a completely broken rear end as well as some other components on that Big Day Motorsports number 2, no shot for them to get that car repaired and get back out onto the racetrack. David very rarely DNFs these days with the World of Outlaws NOS Engineering Sprint Car Series. The consistency is what's won him back-to-back championships with the series, but tonight he finds himself in a situation needing to bounce back from a rough night last night.
Oh, just, you're trying to race hard, and sometimes, you try to grab the bull by the horns and the bull gets you. So, yeah, it sucked. I hit the wall and DNF. So, hit the hole wrong and should not hit the hole that way, but battling for the win, and that's racing sometimes.
What do you guys have to repair for today?
Everything in the rear end, U-joint, torque tube, ball housing, rear end, rear arms, bird cages, right rear wheel, quite a bit, but the frame's good and should be ready to go.
And with that DNF last night, Gravel did lose a chunk of points as far as the championship goes. Still a pretty comfortable lead. It was 114 points his advantage last night over Carson Macedo. Macedo with his 5th place run, shrinking that gap down to 82. Buddy Kofoid still right there amidst that battle with Macedo and only 88 points out of Buddy Kofoid. So still a comfortable lead for Gravel, but the lead did shrink a little bit with that DNF last night. Historically, the last couple of seasons, Gravel pretty good at bouncing back whenever he suffers a DNF. So probably not a whole lot of cause for concern for David Gravel fans as far as tonight goes at Angell Park Speedway. Tonight is the inaugural running of the Ted Johnson Memorial here in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. The founder of the World of Outlaws many years ago, the architect that changed sprint car racing forever. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, with Johnson being notorious for promoting races in Texas, why his memorial race would be here in Wisconsin. Well, Johnson was from Wisconsin, born and raised in this part of the country, and came to Angell Park Speedway as a kid. Even did a little bit of racing here early on in his life, but he started to travel around a little bit in the 70s, and that's when he fell in love with sprint car racing, and his impact on the business side of the sport began to take form. So in 1974, he started an informal club, wasn't an official series, but a club called the Racers Club, and Ted was essentially acting as an agent. He would pay the best sprint car drivers in the country to all come to the same place so that they could race against each other on the same night. And then in 1978, he decided to make it an organized series. March of 78, Devil's Bowl Speedway, the first ever World of Outlaws sprint car race, won of course by Jimmy Boyd. And fun fact, it wasn't originally called the World of Outlaws. The series didn't necessarily have a name when that first race was taking place. The name World of Outlaws came to form a little bit later on in that inaugural season. It obviously stuck for almost 50 years and counting. The stipulation was this: all drivers that wanted to compete with Ted's series paid a $10 membership fee. He made the racetracks guarantee a $2,000 purse to the winner, and the driver that earned the most points at the end of the season, well, they were given a points fund. The first World of Outlaws champion, of course, and here we are still honoring World of Outlaws champions today. Johnson took the World of Outlaws to many heights. He took them coast to coast and even onto national television, brokering a deal with the TNN network to air several races on TNN with the World of Outlaws over the years, and obviously media presence and coverage enlarged all over the globe today for the World of Outlaws. So we're excited to tribute Ted Johnson a couple times throughout the night, a couple of special packages to air during the opening ceremonies in his honor as well, and we're going to celebrate the man that got this whole circus started almost 50 years ago here tonight. We've got cars pushing on the racetrack under 79-degree temperatures here in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Cloudy skies as we get ready to begin our evening race-ready hot laps for a couple of sessions, and then Honesty Roofing qualifying. Great to have a strong field of Badger midgets in the pit area tonight. They'll hot lap once qualifying is complete. 27 entries tonight for the Outlaws, so 3 10-lap heat races. That'll be followed by a couple heat races for the Badger Midget Series. 8-lap Toyota Dash and 12-lap Microlight Last Chance Showdown on the card, and then whenever we get to feature action, the Badger Midget units will be up first. 40 laps and $12,000 to win in the inaugural Ted Johnson Memorial to close out this weekend in Wisconsin and this night at Angell Park. John Gibson's done a lot of special words about Ted Johnson to tell us later on in the night. But John, as this first hot lap session pushes on, Angell Park Speedway, one of the most unique racetracks, facility-wise and circuit-wise on the schedule. Unlike a lot of tracks, this place not exactly an oval, more of a perfect circle, and drivers on the racetrack are pretty much never going straight at this place. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely sideways all the way around the Angell Park Speedway as we get set to roll the cars for Race Ready Hot Lap Session number 1. We'll take a look at car number 2C, the 2C Racing Outlaw Wings, Wedge High Performance Carts, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, Level Utilities entry. The driver out of Lemoore, California is Cole Macedo. Also on the Speedway, World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year contender from Glendale, Arizona. Aboard the Indy Performance Composites, Moxie, Maxim Chassis, High Performance Lubricants, AZ HVAC, number 51, Ashton Torgerson. And from Hanover, Pennsylvania, in the Duramax Federated Auto Parts, Mark Martin Motors, TKS Concrete, Shark Racing number 1S, that's Logan Schuhart. Behind Schuhart, it is the two-time and defending World of Outlaws champion, the current series points leader from Watertown, Connecticut, in the ShopHoustons.com, Billionauto.com, Prosper Real Estate Investments, JRC Transportation, Jackson Motorplex, number 2, David Gravel. Feature winner here last year, feature winner last night in Plymouth from Worcester, Ohio, the NOS Energy Drink, Logan Contractor Supply, Aspen Air Bobcat, number 18 of Sheldon Hodenshield. And from Plymouth, Wisconsin, aboard the Christine Hartman Realtor Shuffle Bottom Tree Service, the dispensary, Ludwig & Sons Trucking, number 87A, Austin Hartman. And the native of North Pole, Alaska, who now calls Heartland, Wisconsin home, in the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Indian Motorcycle of Metro Milwaukee, KSI Supply, Brockman's Meat Market, number 17B, the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. Race Ready Hot Lap Session number 1 of 4 scheduled for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series as we pay tribute to the founder Ted Johnson with the running of the Ted Johnson Memorial. Green flag waving on Race Ready Hot Lap Session number 1. The lap times now being turned in the mid-12-second bracket. David Gravel at a 12.660. Sheldon Hodenshield at a 12.720. Ashton Torgerson now fastest at a 12.509. David Gravel reclaims the top spot. And now Sheldon Hodenshield into P1 with a 12.297. Sheldon Hodenshield, Cole Macedo, David Gravel, your top 3. Caution flag will wave. Drivers in, Race Ready Hot Lap Session number 1. We'll do a little slow wheel packing before we return to green flag competition. Right now, Sheldon Hodenshield fastest so far, 12.297 seconds. Bill Baylog second now at a 12.338. Cole Macedo third at a 12.405. David Gravel and Ashton Torgerson round out the top 5. And again, we see this quite often with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. We'll do a couple of laps of slow wheel packing and then go back to green, and quite often we see a fairly significant improvement in lap times. We are already within 0.7 of a second of the existing Angell Park Speedway track record. A look at Plymouth, Wisconsin's Austin Hartman in car number 87A. There he is, the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog in that 17B. Currently second fastest in the opening Race Ready Hot Lap Session. 16 overall victories here at Angell Park for Bill Baylog. including 5 in Badger Midget competition and a wingless sprint car win. Preparing to return to green flag conditions in race ready hot lap session number 1. Logan Schuhart and David Gravel within 1/10 of a second of the track record. Gravel with an 11.612. Ashton Torgerson, Bill Balog now. Balog back to second into the 11-second range of 11.856. White flag set to wave on race ready. Hot lap session number 1. Sheldon Hodenshield now to second at an 11.806. Checkered flag waving on the opening. Race ready hot lap session. The man who holds the Angell Park Speedway track record, fastest in the opening race ready hot lap session, David Gravel turning an 11.612 within 1/10 of a second of that track record, average speed 97.038 miles per hour. Sheldon Hodenshield second quickest at an 11.806. Bill Balog third, 11.856. Ashton Torgerson and Logan Schuhart round out the top 5 in the opening race ready hot lap session. Drivers now making their way onto the front stretch to stage for race ready hot lap session number 2. Leading them onto the speedway, contender for the Kevin Gobrecht Award for Rookie of the Year honors presented by 5 Star Bodies in 2026. From LaGrange, Ohio, in the Hellraiser Jack's Mr. Heater, Mesilla Valley Transportation, GP Race Products, Simpson Race Products, number 6, Casey Jedrzejek. Also on the speedway, from Pocahontas, Illinois, in the American Rental Golden Eagle, Hoofendick Trucking, CLB Trucking number 92, Zach Dahm. And from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, in the Ludwig & Sons Trucking, Simpson Race Products, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, Metalcraft number 85, J. Logan Julian. Alongside Julian from Lemoore, California, in the all-by-your alternative MBT, Tarleton & Sons, H Family, Scott Boyd Family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, number 41, Carson Macedo. Car number 17, the NOS Energy Drink, West Tennessee Expediting, Tag Truck Center, ZMAX, Stanton Racing Engines. Entry the track route of Lebanon, Indiana, is Spencer Baston. And from Adel, Iowa, the JMO Motorsports, Carl Coons Agency, New American Funding, TNS Industries, number 1K, Kelby Watt. And rolling out of corner number 2 now, from Athens, Illinois, the high-level XK Glow CHE Precision Smith Plumbing Armitage Collision Repair number 7A, Will Armitage. This is race ready hot lap session number 2 for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Green flag waves on race ready hot lap session number 2 as we await the times to appear on the screen here in the tower. Spencer Baston 12.085, quickest so far in this group, 7th fastest overall. Now Casey Jedrzejek to 6th quickest overall at a 12.027. Checkered flag waves. Will Armitage has taken the 7A into the infield as we conclude our second race-ready hot lap session of the evening. Fastest driver in that group, 6th quickest overall, Casey Jedrzejek in car number 6. His lap time, 12.027 seconds. So as the rest of the drivers in that second race ready hot lap session make their way into the infield to stage for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, Will Armitage headed back to the outer pit area, an issue for the driver of car number 7A. One of our Rookie of the Year contenders in the number 51, Ashton Torgerson, currently fourth fastest overall. As the drivers in race ready hot lap session number 3 roll trackside, led out by the 10-time series champion from Fargo, North Dakota, the nice Queen Atlantis Block Absolute Automation and Security, PhilPools.com, JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, number 15, Donnie Schatz. Alongside him from Franklin, Indiana, driving the WCI, Petrie Excavating, KPM, number 27, last year's runner-up, Emerson Axum. And from Santa Rosa, California, driving the Velocity Engineering, Install Tech, Blackburn Construction, Dirt Dudes Excavating, Jim O'Neill Ford, number 19, Joe Myers Jr. From Millersville, Missouri, the Milestone Electric, Lewis Trucking, Ferguson Enterprises, Flying A Motorsports, Doe Run Raceway, number 51B, Joe B. Miller. And from Pengrove, California, piloting the Toyota Racing Mobile One Roth Motorsports, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83, Buddy Kofoid. From Burlington, Wisconsin, driving the Pink Roofing, Raced Quip, Haven Creek Homes, Bodycraft number 10V, Matt Vanderveer. And from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, in the Happy Hooker Charters, BMR Electric Carts, St. Nick's Chimney Service, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, number 47, Todd King. Third of 4 race-ready hot lap sessions for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Green flag conditions for race ready hot lap session number 3. Buddy Copewood with a 12:147, 13th quickest so far. Track has slowed down just a bit from the opening. A race ready hot lap session. Donnie Schatz now nearly into the 11s with a 12:064. Schatz quickest so far in this group. Fastest driver in that race-ready hot lap session, Donnie Schatz in car number 15 with a time of 12.064 seconds, 93.402 miles per hour for the average speed. A look at the points leader, David Gravel, as he prepares the Big Game Motorsports number 2 for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Final race-ready hot lap session of the evening, staging on the front straightaway. The 2025 World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year from Columbia, Missouri, driving the SNS Nationwide CSC Group LRI Eagle Stop Easy Gaming Days with GMC Retrieving Freedom, number 23, that's Garrett Williamson. And from Canton, Illinois, in the NOS Energy Drink King Racing Products, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips and Tosco Developers, number 7S, Chris Wyndham. From Bradenton, Florida, the Tub of Towels, Amalie Oil, USA Fence, TI-22 Performance, Reineke Construction, All-Star Performance, number 28, M. Connor Morrell. And from Leduc, Alberta, Canada, driving the Gibbsville Cheese Flint Trucking, Nelson Brothers Construction, CMR Wholesale Tools and Equipment, at Diamond Pit Lights, number 16C, Skylar G. And getting set to push now, car number 25, the Big Fish Contracting, Indian Motorcycle of Metro Milwaukee, Schlafer Auto Body, Main Street, Blooms and Boutique, number 25, Danny Schlafer. And making his second ever appearance with the World of Outlaws this evening from Trever, Wisconsin, the MLS Auto Clinic, Zerbo Concrete, Foam Pro, Next Gen Construction, number 4 of Jordan Paulson. Final race ready hot lap session of the evening for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Chris Windham into the top 5 overall. Garrett Williamson third quickest overall. Meanwhile, Paulson directly into the infield. Garrett Williamson with an 11.855. Impressive stuff in the final race ready hot lap session. Checkered flag signals the conclusion of race ready hot laps. Fastest driver in the final session, third quickest overall, Garrett Williamson in car number 23, 11.855 seconds at 95.049 miles per hour. Overall fastest in race ready hot laps, getting the race ready hottest lap of the night award, the number 2 of David Gravel at 11.612 seconds. Sheldon Hodenshield second quickest, Garrett Williamson third, Bill Baylog fourth, Ashton Torgerson rounds out the top 5, Chris Windham sixth, Logan Schuhart seventh fastest, Casey Jindrzik eighth, Connor Moreau ninth, and Cole Macedo rounds out your top 10 as we get set now for our Honest Abe Roofing qualifying session. 1 car at a time on the Speedway, 2 consecutive laps on the clock. Faster of those 2 laps scored is that driver's official qualifying time for tonight's race program. We use the Honest Abe Roofing qualifying times to line up our heat races this evening, as well as for the front row of tonight's Microlight Last Chance Showdown. We mentioned earlier, David Gravel holds the track record. He set it on October 19th of last year at 11.556 seconds. First driver out for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying from Hanover, Pennsylvania in the Duramax Federated Auto Parts Mark Martin Motors TKS Concrete Shark Racing number 1S, Logan Schuhart. Correction, will go 2 cars at a time here this evening. Joining Schuhart from Worcester, Ohio, the NOS Energy Drink Logan Contractor Supply Aspen Air Bobcat number 18 of Sheldon Hodenshield. Logan Schuhart in 1S, Sheldon Hodenshield in 18. Schuhart last year, 4th in the feature. His opening lap 11.830, 11830. First time by for Sheldon Hodenshield. Quick time at 11.798, 11798. Schuhart, second lap time will be an 11.831. First lap faster by 1/1000th of a second. Sheldon Hodenshield, second lap time faster at 11.797, 11797. Sheldon Hodenshield quickest in the opening pair. Next 2 to the Speedway from Plymouth, Wisconsin, the Christine Hartman Realtor Shovel Bottom Tree Service, the Dispensary, Ludwig & Sons Trucking 87A, Austin Hartman. And joining him from Lemoore, California, the 2C Racing Outlaw Wings, Wedge High Performance Cards, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, Lowy Utilities, number 2C, Cole Macedo. Austin Hartman in 87A, Cole Macedo in the 2C. Hartman 11th with the IRA Sprint Cars in 2022. That's his career best. First lap time for Austin Hartman, 12.279, 12279. Cole Macedo's first lap is third quick with a 12.104, 12104. Macedo was 7th here last year in his Angell Park debut. Second lap for Hartman, 12.342. First lap official at 12.279. Cole Macedo's second lap time goes 12.113. He'll stand on the opening lap of 12.104. Leading the next 2 onto the Speedway, the Alaskan native now living in Heartland, Wisconsin, the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Indian Motorcycle of Metro Milwaukee, KSI Supply Brockman's Meat Market number 17B. It's the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. He is joined by the Rookie of the Year contender out of Glendale, Arizona, the Indy Performance Composites, Moxie Maxim Chassis, High Performance Lubricants, AZ HVAC, number 51, Ashton Torgerson. Bill Baylog in 17B, Ashton Torgerson in the 51. Torgerson making his Angell Park Speedway debut tonight. Lap 1 for Baylog, quick time! 11.733, 11733. Torgerson 4th quick on lap 1, 12.014, 12014. Second lap time for the North Pole Nightmare is a 12.015. First lap 11.733. Second lap time for Ashton Torgerson will be a 12.117. His first lap better at a 12.014. Bill Baylog now fastest in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. And the man trying to take it away from him leads the next pair onto the Speedway from Watertown, Connecticut, to ShopHoustons.com, BillionAuto.com, Prosper Real Estate Investments, JRC Transportation, Jackson Motorplex, number 2, David Gravel. David Gravel in car number 2. He's the end of the first group, so that's why he's out there as a single car run. Gravel here last year finished 3rd in the feature. He was 4th with the World of Outlaws here in 2016. Lap number 1 for David Gravel is 6th quick at a 12.113.121.13. Gravel is a 5-time feature winner this season with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Second lap time up to 2nd quick at 11.754.11754. We bring 2 more Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers onto the Speedway. Out first from Lemoore, California, the all-by your alternative MVT, Tarleton & Son, Sage Family, Scott Boyd Family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, number 41, Carson Macedo. Joined by the Rookie of the Year contender from LaGrange, Ohio, the Hellraiser Jacks, Mr. Heater, Mesilla Valley Transportation, GP Race Products, Simpson Race Products, number 6, Casey Jedrzak. Carson Macedo in 41, Casey Jedrzak in car number 6. Macedo 8th here last year. First lap time 12.043.120.43. That is 6th quick. Jedrzak on lap 1, 12.642.126.42. Macedo has a midget feature win here back in 2016. Second lap time for Carson 12.089. First lap a little better at a 12.043. Second lap time for Jedrzak much better into the 11s. 5th quick at 11.914.11. 914 for Casey Jedrzak. Next, 2 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers from Oconomowoc, Walk, Wisconsin, the Ludwig & Sons Trucking, Simpson Race Products, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, Metalcraft number 85J, Logan Julian. And from Pocahontas, Illinois, the American Rental, Golden Eagle, Hoopendick Trucking, CLB Trucking number 92 of Zach Dom. Logan Julian in 85J, Zach Dom in the number 92. Julian's best career finish here, 5th on 2 occasions. Dom is a 5-time winner here in midget competition. Opening lap time for Logan Julian, 12.625.126.25. That is 10th quick. Zach Dom completes his first lap at a 12.621.126.21. Second lap for Logan Julian is 9th quick at a 12.160.121.60. Zach Dom on lap 2 goes 10th quick at a 12.186.121.86. Next 2 out. From Lebanon, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drink, West Tennessee Expediting Tag Truck Center, ZMAX Stanton Racing Engines, number 17, Spencer Baston. And he is joined by Adel, Iowa's Kelby White in car number 1K. That is the JMO Motorsports Carl Coons Agency, New American Funding, TNS Industries, number 1K. Spencer Baston in 17, Kelby White in the 1K. Baston's first lap time is 12th quick at 12.308.123.08. Kelby Watt on lap 1 goes 5th quick at 11.895.11895. 5th quick for Kelby Watt. Second time by for Spencer Baston. Improves, he's now 5th quick at 11.848.11848. Kelby Watt's second lap time is better as well. He'll stay 6th at 11.879.11879. We get word the 7A of Will Armitage, a scratch for the night. Will Armitage, a scratch for the night. Next, 2 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers from Pen Grove, California, the Toyota Racing Mobile, 1 Roth Motorsports, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83 of Buddy Kofoid. And from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, driving the hot Wisconsin cheese, BMRE Electric Carts Ultra Malts, number 47, it's Todd King. Buddy Kofoid in 83, Todd King in the number 47. Kofoid 5th here last year. 9th in USAC midget competition in 2021. His first lap 12.248.12248. That's 13th quick. Todd King goes 12.671.12671. That puts him in the 15th position. Buddy Kofoid completing lap number 2. It is better. It's 10th at a 12.067.12067. Todd King's second lap time improves as well. He goes 12.619.12619. From Santa Rosa, California, the Velocity Engineering, Install Tech, Blackburn Construction, Dirt Dudes Excavating, Jim O'Neill Ford at number 19 of Joel Myers Jr. And from Franklin, Indiana, the WCI Petrie Excavating, KPF number 27 of Emerson Axum. Joel Myers Jr. in the number 19, Emerson Axum in the 27. Joel Myers Jr. with a bit of a moment over there in turn 2. His opening lap 12.516.125.16. Emerson Axum's first lap time will be at 12.110.121.10. Second time around for Joel Myers Jr. goes 12.178.121.78. That is 14th of 17 so far. Emerson Axum up to the 8th spot on lap 2 into the 11-second bracket at 11.979.11979. Next 2 drivers out from Millersville, Missouri. The Milestone Electric, Lewis Trucking, Ferguson Enterprises, flying a Motorsports Doe Run Raceway, number 51B of Joe B. Miller, joined by the 10-time World of Outlaws champion from Fargo, North Dakota, the nice Queen Atlantis Block, Absolute Automation and Security, PhilPools.com, JRC Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, number 15 of Donnie Schatz. Joe B. Miller, 51B, Donnie Schatz in car number 15. Shots the winner here back in 2016. Joby Miller's first lap time, 12.592, 12592. Shots goes 16th quick on lap 1, 12.274, 12274. Second time around for Joby Miller, up to 13th at a 12.149, 12149. Donnie Shots on lap 2 goes 13th quick at a 12.131, 12131. From Burlington, Wisconsin, in the pink roofing, Waste Quip, Haven Creek Homes Bodycraft, number 10V, it's Matt Vanderveer. And from Gibson, Wisconsin, the Big Fish Contracting, Indian Motorcycle of Metro Milwaukee, Schlafer Auto Body, Main Street, Blooms and Boutique, number 25, Danny Schlafer. Matt Vanderveer in 10V, Danny Schlafer in car number 25. Vanderveer, a winner here in wingless competition back in 2018. Danny Schlafer, an MSA win in 2017. First lap for Vanderveer, 12.564, 12564. Schlafer goes 12.170, 12170. Second time around for Matt Vanderveer, a little better at a 12.386, 12386. Danny Schlafer's second lap, 12.931. First lap in the books official at 12.170. From Canton, Illinois, the NOS Energy Drink King Racing Products, LA's Custom Trailers and Carts, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips Tosca Developers, number 7S of Chris Wyndham. And joining him from Bradenton, Florida, the Tubble Towns Amalie Oil, USA Fence, TI-22 Performance, Reineke Construction, All-Star Performance, 28M, Connor Morrell. Chris Wyndham in 7S, Connor Morrell in 28M. Wyndham second here in USAC Sprint Car Competition in 2012. His opening lap was a 12.285, 12285. Morrell's first time around is a 12.391, 12391. Second lap for Chris Wyndham, up to 12th quick at a 12.103, 12103. Morrell improves on lap 2 as well at a 12.215, 12215. From Leduc, Alberta, Canada, the Gibbsville Cheese, Flint Trucking, Nelson Brothers Construction, CMR Wholesale Tools and Equipment, Diamond Pit Lights, number 16C, Skylar G. And the 2025 World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year from Columbia, Missouri, the SNS Nationwide, CSC Group, LRI, Eagle Stop, Easy Gaming, Dave Smith, GMC, Retrieving Freedom, number 23, Garrett Williamson. Skylar G in the 16C, Garrett Williamson in the 23. Lap 1 for Skylar G, 12.173, 12173. That puts him in the 18th spot. Garrett Williamson on lap number 1, 6th quick at 11.865, 11865. Second time for G improves, 12.164, 12164. And for the 23 of Garrett Williamson, the second lap time is an 11.958. First lap better at 11.865. One more driver to qualify. He'll get one lap and one lap only. It'll be the number 4 of Jordan Paulson, who missed his assigned spot in the Honest Abe Roofing qualifying order. And again, the 7A of Will Armitage is a scratch for the evening. Jordan Paulson will get one lap and one lap only. Best he can be scored is 21st fastest, no matter what the lap time. Jordan Paulson out of Trevor, Wisconsin. This is the MLS Auto Clinic, Zerbal Concrete, Foam Pro, Next Gen Construction at number 4. Paulson making his first World of Outlaws start since an appearance at the Wilmot Raceway back in 2019. He has 12 career starts here at the Angell Park Speedway. Best finished 3rd in wingless sprint car competition. Best overall finish this year in 3 starts, 5th in the crate sprint cars at Wilmot. And the official time for Jordan Paulson will be a 13.910.13.910. That concludes Honest Abe Roofing qualifying for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Your Simpson Quick Time Award winner here this evening in car number 17B, the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. Baylog's time, 11.733 seconds. David Gravel, second quick, 11.754. Sheldon Hodenschild, third, 11.797. We'll go down to the infield and Connor Wade.
Bill Baylog, first Quick Time Award of 2026 for the North Pole Nightmare. You come to these places enough, this part of the country, Angell Park specifically, you know what kind of feel you want. Did you have it right there in qualifying?
Yeah, I think on the first lap, definitely hit it right. That first lap, I think it was. And yeah, it feels really good to be, competitive up there with those, the real fast guys. So, yeah, we definitely got a lot of experience here, so we should be able to have some speed once in a while. But, the night's not over yet, but it's definitely a good start to it. Got to thank all my guys. I got tons of crew help here and friends and family. Sisters here from Alaska, so appreciate that. Yeah, it feels pretty good to get a quick time.
Baylog had to retire from last night's feature early due to some brake issues, but always a special occasion when he gets to race in his home state.
Thank you so much, Connor Wade. And so that wraps up the Honest Day Roofing qualifying session for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Drivers taking their cars back to the outer pit area. While we have a moment here, with tonight being the Ted Johnson Memorial, we'll talk about this all night long, but it's so very cool, especially for me as the World of Outlaws broadcaster, to come back to Angell Park Speedway, because Angell Park is the birthplace of the World of Outlaws 4-wide parade lap. For those of you that don't know, we heard Connor Wade talk earlier about Ted Johnson growing up in Beloit, Wisconsin, and coming here to Angell Park Speedway to watch the Badger Midgets, and he saw their 4-wide salute to the fans. And when he formed the World of Outlaws back in 1978, he incorporated that 4-wide salute into what is now known as the greatest show on dirt. So very awesome to be able to bring the 4-wide salute back home to Angell Park Speedway here this evening. A look from high above the Angell Park Speedway, courtesy of the DIRTVision drone. Such a beautiful setting here at the Angell Park Speedway in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. I have the pleasure to be able to call the races from the clubhouse that we see at the top of the screen between turns 1 and 2, and the third window over from the turn 2 side. And when I say we, I am joined in the booth by Eric Henefeld, the voice of the Badger Midgets. And Eric, welcome to Angell Park Speedway, and something a little bit different for you.
Yeah, well, a little something different is right. Thank you very much, Johnny, up here up top. But man, good to have the World of Outlaws back for, I think, the third time ever here at Angell Park Speedway, and a beautiful night it has turned into tonight. Yeah, World of Outlaws sprint cars ripping around here, and it's time to bring out the Advanced Fasting Supply Badger Midgets for hot lap qualifying here tonight. 23 of the Badger Midgets in the house here this evening. We hot lap qualify, so you'll see the cars on the track in groups. That will count as their practice and their qualifying runs here this evening. Something a little different that we started last week when we were here at Angell Park Speedway for the Dalkey Memorial in our opening night here at APS was we shortened the groups just a little bit. There would be times you'd see as many as 7 cars in a group. For hot lap qualifying, last week we went to 4. A little bit shorter number as far as entries in the pits tonight, so that number is expanded a pinch in spots. You'll see 5 cars out in the first 3 groups, 4 cars out in the next 2 groups. So we will hot lap and qualify here for event number 6 of 2026 for the Midgets here tonight, the Badger Midgets. It is race 932 all time for the Badger Midgets here at Angell Park Speedway. Last week, the big money Dalkey Memorial, $5,000 went back to the McDermott Racing pit area. Drake Edwards out of Arizona won his first ever Badger Midget race and became a winner here at Angell Park as well, with Luke Wackerlin having his best run of the year and pocketing second place, which at that Dalkey Memorial is worth $2,500. Brandon Welty, our opening night winner and former Badger Midget champion, came home in 3rd last week, with Jay Sparks 4th, and Mitchell Davis charging through the field to take 5th spot in that race 1 week ago. This is the only race of the weekend for the Badger Midgets after a pretty busy start to the year in the month of May. 4 races on tap, 1 each weekend here in the month of June. We head to where the Outlaws just left last night, Plymouth Dirt Track, next Saturday night. The following Saturday night to the Sycamore Speedway in Illinois, and then Sunday the 28th back here at Angell Park Speedway for fireworks night here in Sun Prairie. While we got a moment, I want to thank some of the great folks that make it happen as far as the Badger Midgets are concerned. Advanced Fasting Supply is the presenting sponsor of the Badger Midgets since 1999. Badger Midgets have been sponsored by AFS, and AFS has been committed to providing superior service and thorough product knowledge their customers need to outperform the competition. They're proud to be your supplier of choice. AFS has an inventory of more than 60,000 individual items to ensure they have what you need when you need it. If you haven't found what you're looking for, contact them and they will find it for you.
It's ARP fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
Trackwear, streetwear, workwear. No matter where you are, be race ready. Clothing brand built for fans, drivers, and crews.
Hey, can I get 4 guavas? No, the big ones. Thanks. Ignite your taste with new NOS Energy Grand Prix Guava. Buy it now at a store near you.
Unveiled at PRI, 5-Star introduced an all-new sprint car body engineered using advanced CFD aero analysis, validated through on-track testing using real-time airflow data.
There's no reason why anybody will want to run anything else than this 5-Star sprint car body.
Designed to fit Maxim, XXX, Schnee Lawson, JR1, J&J, DRC, Spike, and more. 5-Star's all-new sprint car body. The new standard in sprint car technology.
Brake hard with the all-new Smith Tie Complete Big Brake System. Our Big Brake titanium rotor offers doubled cooling capacity, and our centrifugal fan hub increases airflow to the hotter running inner half of the Big Brake rear caliper. Say goodbye to brake fade and overheating and hello to shorter stops and longer pad life. Complete your system with titanium piston front caliper, front rotor, aluminum billet pedal, billet reservoir, master cylinder, lines, and quick disconnects, and you'll be unstoppable. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
If dirt was a paycheck, we'd all be leaving here rich tonight. Until that happens, it pays to use Tub-A-Towel's heavy-duty cleaning wipes. At the track, in the garage, or at home, Tub-A-Towels is tough on dirt, easy on hands, and made in the USA. Tub-A-Towels, the world's hardest working wipe. Available at all major automotive and hardware retail stores.
DIRTVision would like to thank our friends at Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts for helping us get from track to track.
Track work continues here at Angell Park Speedway in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. They have the tiller out, breaking up some of the rough stuff on the high side of the speedway, and now the water trucks and the push trucks continue to pack in that top side of the speedway while tillers continue to do some work down around the bottom of the racing surface. And again, those of you in the area know just how much rain Sun Prairie, Wisconsin has received over the course of the last couple of days. In fact, had a report yesterday afternoon that it was very difficult to even get the heavy equipment onto the racing surface here yesterday, and Eric can speak a little bit more about that, but Sun Prairie's actually just gotten drenched over the course of the last couple of days.
And it's been such a weird spring up here, Johnny, because it was a very wet start to spring. We were actually pretty dry here even going into last week on an opening night, but as you mentioned, here in Sun Prairie, to the south a little bit, 3 to 4 inches of rain to start this weekend in spots. Now, I live just south of the border in Illinois. We didn't get a whole lot till today. Now, that stuff came north and kind of died about an hour south of here, and that's okay, too.
Yeah, definitely. For those of you that were watching Radar here earlier this afternoon and thinking there's no way they're going to be racing at Angell Park Speedway here this evening, well, that big band of showers, and including the red and yellow and all the pretty colors on the radar, would just seem to get to right around Beloit and just kind of peter out and not make their way up to Sun Prairie. But it was an anxious afternoon for all of us involved here at the racetrack.
Sure was, and but you know, it didn't stop the track crews. Boy, this thing looks awesome. It's juiced up, and they keep working at it, and this is exciting. What a great crowd here tonight, too. And you mentioned it earlier in referencing Ted Johnson and how he came to love racing here at Angell Park Speedway. I've talked to a bunch of folks that either are here for their first time or just last year maybe it was their first time, and you guys were here in October. This is such a special place, a special setting, and special that you guys are here with us with the Badger Midgets. This is one of those goosebumps sort of nights. I hope it can live up to the hype.
And credit where credit is due. We talked about Ted Johnson being here as a race fan. Ted actually raced Badger Midgets a few times as well, so he's turned laps on this racetrack. But again, the impression as a fan more so than as a driver is where Ted Johnson's love of racing emanates.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we remember Ted for everything he did, and then he was a driver too. But he was, you're right, correct, a Badger Midget driver too, among everything else he did throughout his career and life.
You mentioned earlier, this is the third appearance by the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. We were here on August 2nd of 2016 during Cornfest at the Angell Park Speedway, where Donnie Schatz picked up the inaugural win. And then, of course, last year, Sheldon Hodge showed getting the win in the makeup race on October 19th. That race originally scheduled around this time of year, but the rain came in and forced us to come back in October. It was a little chilly when we were here last year.
I do remember that. I wasn't able to make it, and sitting at home going, I think I'm all right being at home, but there was, again, a big crowd here for that. Pretty good show. I remember that Cornfest race 10 years ago. I don't know that I've ever seen that many people here ever in my life. That was something.
So again, great to be back at the Angell Park Speedway with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Of course, Angell Park Speedway is in many ways the capital of midget car racing in America, and the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series heads to the sprint car capital of the world next weekend for Friday and Saturday action. The premier Chevy dealers clash at the Knoxville Raceway in Knoxville, Iowa. From there, it is on to the Houston Speedway in Brandon, South Dakota for one of the biggest weeks of the entire year. 4 nights of racing, and over those 4 nights, 2 6-figure paydays for feature winners. It is the Houston's Hustle and the High Bank Nationals at the Houston Speedway in Brandon, South Dakota. That all starts a week from this coming Wednesday. Tickets available right now at HoustonSpeedway.com. Looks like the track packing has been completed, and Badger Midgets getting set to roll onto the racing surface.
Johnny, thank you very much. It is time for Ride and Supply qualifying for the Advanced Passing Supply Badger Midgets here tonight. Again, they'll come out on the track in groups. It's hot lap qualifying. We'll give them a few laps. Their best lap sets them up as far as the order for qualifying. Then we'll split them up into heat races tonight. 3 Badger Midget heat races, 8 laps apiece, with 23 cars in the house. Everybody's going to run the 25-lap feature if they make it to that point here tonight. So this will be the 5th qualifying go of the year for the Badger Midgets. Todd Cleaver, 2 fast times on the year. Todd, unfortunately, took a nasty tumble at Plymouth last Saturday, rang his bell, and hand injury. He's in a cast. We won't see Todd in a Badger Midget for a while, unfortunately. Will Garrett's a quick time opening day at Davenport Speedway back in Iowa in May. And Zach Weigel, our quick qualifier last week. Car 49 on the Speedway. First things first, from Waterford, Michigan. That is Carl Peterson the 4th. Carl Peterson the 4th, the mobile shrink wrap for Orchik Racing, car number 49. Also on the Speedway and car number 56. That's 56X from New Berlin, Illinois. That is Mark Chisholm. Mark Chisholm, the Performance Driveline and Fabrication New Berlin entry on the Speedway in turn 3 and 4. Also on the Speedway, car number 29 from Marshall. That is Harrison Clevin. Harrison Clevin, the Duffy Green, Duffy Fleet Services, SeedLink, Big Mike's Auto, Conrad Real Estate, number 29. Also on the Speedway in car number 8 from Sullivan, Wisconsin is Jake Gugeline. Jake Gugeline on track in that 8 car, the Phantom Chassis sponsored entry. One more car on the Speedway in a group of 5. And it is 5X making his way around the Speedway. That is Cody Weisensell from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. His second week in that 5X car, the Jones Spray Racing Fusion Engineering 5X. And those are the 5 cars on track for Rod and Supply, hot lap qualifying group number 1 for the Advanced Fasting Supply Badger Midgets here tonight. We'll keep you updated on the times as best we can. Give them 3 laps under the gun. We'll see who can take quick time here tonight. We've had 4 different winners in 4 different races, 3 different quick qualifiers in 4 different races so far here in 2026. Carl Peterson, the 4th, his first lap. Trend-setting lap 15.560. Mark Chisholm 15.661. Jake Gugeline 15.959. Harrison Clevin 16.220. Cody Weisensell 15.662 is 3rd. Mark Chisholm to the top of the charts, 15.127 on his second lap. Clevin goes quicker, stays 4th quick, 15.771. Cody Weisensell quicker but still 3rd, 15.581. And the checkered flag falls on group number 1, that handful of cars led in qualifying by Mark Chisholm. Mark Chisholm in the 56 car goes 15.127. That's the lap they'll chase here in Rod and Supply qualifying. Cody Weisensell, the 5X, goes 15.309. Carl Peterson of the 49, 3rd quickest at a 15.560. Harrison Clevin, 4th quickest at a 15.771. Jake Gugeline goes 5th quickest at a 15.945. All right, group number 2 hitting the track now. Over there in turn 2 is the 15 car to Markham, Illinois. That is R.J. Corson. The Mongo Crane, Prybar, EnviroFab, JZ Fab, MWR sponsored entry. Currently 6th of the Badger Midget points coming into tonight. Another group of 5 on the Speedway. Also on the track, it's going to be the 3 car. That is scheduled to be Brandon Welty in 3 car. Out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, the club will mark Spankins Motorsports Mid-State Equipment Elko Truck Rental Machine. 45, Trey Weisoff, Sun Prairie. Trey Weisoff, the Fan Active Marketing, Spankins Motorsports, Fowler Heating and Air Conditioning sponsored car. There's Brandon Welty on track in 3W. Brandon, our winner of the opening race at the Davenport Speedway. 29 car, Mike Stroik, the blue 29. Harrison Clevin, his teammate, all black 29. Mike Stroik, the blue 29K, the Duffy Grain at Duffy Fleet Services. SeedLink 29. Group 2 will get it going. They'll take Mark Chisholm's 15.127. Brandon Welty goes 2nd quickest, 15.261 on the first lap. Mike Stroik to 15.765. R.J. Corson to the top of the chart, 15.081. Chris Adrian, that all-black 3 car, 16.343. Welty into the 14-second bracket, 14.875. Third lap quickest now. Corson stays 2nd though. Checkered flag falling on the second handful of cars that Rod End Supply qualifying. Well, Brandon Welty to the top of the charts, down a 3W car into the 14-second bracket, 14.875 for Brandon Welty. R.J. Corson second quickest, 15.081. Those two the quickest two in that particular group. 10 cars have qualified. I already messed up a little tonight. That first three that came out, that was Chris Adrian. Chris Adrian out of Joliet, Illinois. All right, back on track, group number 3. Brian Peterson in car number 7 on the track out of Mukwanago, Wisconsin. That good-looking American Glass and Window, Gary Bellman Trucking, N&S Towing sponsored machine. This will be the final group of 5. Car number 2, Jake Doner. Jake Doner out of Edgerton, Wisconsin, in the Glassworks of Madison Spankins Motorsports Red Deuce. Also on the Speedway in the 57 car, that is Jake Newman. Beg your pardon, Matt Rechek, the red and white 57. Jake's in the black car. Matt Rechek in the RAB Racing Bradley Farms Club Lamarck, number 57 out of Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, on screen now. Nick Killian, the orange 17 car on track from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, the Rock Sports Bar and Grill, Freedom Stables sponsored car. And one final car out there in this particular group. It's the 59 of Kyle Cook from McFarland, the Badger Welding Supplies sponsored car. Final group of 5 cars. 2 more 4-car groups left to go and some fast cars left to test the clock. And Rod End Supply qualifying, chasing a 14.875 from Brandon Welty. Matt Rechek goes to 5th quickest, 15.494. That's the closest car to the top 5 in that first lap. Jake Doner up to 4th quickest, 15.225, little lap for car number 2. Rechek goes quicker, 5th quick behind Doner's 4th quick lap. Checkered flag flying on the 3rd group of Rod End Supply hot lap qualifying. How about it for Jake Doner, 4th quickest in the 2 car, 15.225. Of course, Jake came into that car last year after Harlan Kittleson got out of the midget racing game after a long, successful run as an owner. And Jake with a real good qualifying lap, 15.225. It's 4th. Matt Rechek goes 5th quickest, 15.3. It is Welty, Corson, Chisholm, Doner, and Rechek, your top 5. Car number 73 on the Speedway over in turns 1 and 2. That is Luke Wackerlin out of Maple Park, Illinois. Former Badger Midget Rookie of the Year, the Horizon Carpentry Country Automotive, K&L Motorsports Store Indoor sponsored car. Next on the Speedway is car number 68, Eric Bloomer, having a great start to this season. Out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, the Club Lamarck Storage and Handling Systems, Spankins Motorsports, Legends Direct Fan Active car. He was a hard charger in last Sunday night's feature. Also on the Speedway in this particular group, there are 4 in this session. Making your way down the front straightaway now. Car number 21, that is Chet Gerke, Chet the Jet out of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, the Fedorchik Racing sponsored car. And car number 40 on the Speedway, that is Will Garrett's from Waupun, Wisconsin. Our fast qualifier opening day at Davenport in the McDermott Plumbing sponsored car. So we give him plenty of room to dance out here in this particular group. It's like Dave Collins Jr., I believe in this group? I think he's in the last group. All right, so we'll turn him loose. Some cars capable of fast time in this particular group. Watch that 73 of Wackerle. Luke Wackerland goes to second quickest, 14.940. Will Garrett sixth, 15.250. Still chasing Welty's 14.875. Zach Bowden 10th of the 51, 15.384. Bowden jumps up to fifth, 15.177. Zach Bowden, our winner at Plymouth last Saturday and former Badger Midget champion, fifth quickest, 15.177. Luke Wackerland up to second quickest, 14.940. Second quickest to Brandon Welty. All right, one more group of cars to qualify here for the Advanced Fasting Supply Badger Midgets, going for Rod End Supply Fast Time. Car number 57 in turn two. That is Jake Newman out of New Berlin, Illinois. The RAB Racing Bradley Farms Club of Mark sponsored entry. Also on the Speedway in car number 8, the young man from Del Mar, Iowa. That is Miles Doherty. Miles Doherty in car number 8, the former Maris Midget Rookie of the Year. The MAC Electrical North, Mark Holmes, Horizon Carpentry MWR sponsored car. Also on the Speedway in 31, that's Tyler Roth out of Springfield, Illinois. Tyler Roth in the JCB North Star 3-Land Development Fan Active car, the Shea Sassano car that was fourth last week with Jay Sparks at the wheel. And there is the 40 of Danger Dave, Dave Collins Jr. from Lake Mills, the Doyle's Dogs of Lake Mills sponsored car. That should be it. Last group to take a crack at fast time and Rod End Supply qualifying for the Advanced Fasting Supply Badger Midgets. Trying to go faster than Brandon Welty's 14.875. Let's see what they do here against the clock. Some pretty quick cars. Jake Newman goes third right away. 14.994 for Newman. Third car in the 14s. Miles Doherty, 15.161. Sixth quickest right now. Next lap for Newman, not as quick. Still third quickest. Doherty stays sixth quickest on the second lap. Yellow out. A touch prematurely. The cars will come in. They may have got their laps there. It's right close to the end of the session. Jake Newman goes third in that group, 14.994. Third overall. Miles Doherty, sixth overall. If that is indeed it for Rod End Supply qualifying, Brandon Welty atop of the charts. Quick time tonight with a 14.875. Luke Wackerland, second quickest, 14.940. Jake Newman, third quickest, 14.994. R.J. Corson, fourth quickest, 15.081. And Mark Chisholm rounds out the top five at a 15.127. That appears to be it for qualifying for the Badger Midgets.
Badger Midget qualifying complete. Race Ready Hot Laps and the Honest Abe Rubin qualifying session for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series in the books as well. And so opening ceremonies coming up here in just a few moments. You'll see it all after this DIRTVision commercial break.